The kitchen literally smells like a Taco Bell right now. Everyone's nodding disappointingly because apparently they don't like working in Taco Bell smell, but that's fine. I do! After 35 years on the permanent menu, it is with great sadness in my heart that I say my final goodbyes to the Mexican pizza. However, let us not dwell on Taco Bell's cruel treatment of one of its original beloved menu items. And let us not dwell on their cruel treatment of other favorites. Cheesy Fiesta potatoes, No. Today is a celebration. Though the Mexican pizza is gone from Taco Bell menus, it is given a second life. In the hearts and kitchens of all of you at home, pour out the first sip of Baja Blast for the Mexican pizza, and let's get cooking. Amen. Is that what a bagpipe sounds like? And if you are cooking this at home, we've broken the recipe down into 3 easy steps. You can grab the time codes right there. We also got a full written recipe in the description. What are we waiting for? Let's beef her up. Beef me up, Scotty. Much like Taco Bell has done a disservice to everybody, I realize that we have done a disservice to you, the viewer at Mythical Kitchen, because we have never published a true Taco Bell copycat beef recipe, but this to me is the definitive version of it. I'm gonna add a little bit of oil to the pan, get that heating up a little bit, then we're gonna start sauteing our beef. When most people do a Taco Bell copycat beef, they're just adding spices to ground beef, but what Taco Bell actually does, their beef is only 88% beef. They add like oat flour and water and other things to that, and that's why their beef is so soupy and delicious. It's almost like a Tex-Mex bolognese, and so that's what we're doing here today. So we got that heating up, and then I'm gonna take a pound of 80/20 ground beef. You gotta drop it from high up. That's how they do it at Taco Bell. And most people will tell you to just try and break up the beef really finely, which of course you should do, but you don't need to chop it up too finely because we are gonna throw it into the food processor. Again, Taco Bell beef, one of the most wondrous things about it is that it almost has the texture of like a thick smoothie. That's why you can take like a Taco Bell beef burrito and you can just push the insides up through the tortilla and go and just sort of wring it out. And it's a great way to get less carbs in your diet. Beef is slightly broken up right now. If you don't want to go full pull on this, you can get a bag of like Lowry's taco seasoning. It's a lot of the same things. There's gonna be some extra little fun chemicals in there, citric acid, a little bit of thickener, all that. But this is my spice mixer. So we got garlic powder and we got onion powder. These are 2 things that are in just a lot of processed foods. And then we're gonna go ahead and add in our cumin. And I like to toast all these spices in the actual fat itself. And then we got chili powder. Yeah, cumin. It smells a little bit like body odor, but in a good way, you know? When like you smell someone who's really ripe and you're just like, I wanna get to know them better. We got paprika, it's gonna give it a nice red hue, and again, it's gonna make it taste like red. And then we're gonna add a little bit of black pepper. Of course, a hefty amount of salt, and again, the recipe's in the description for all the actual measurements on these. And then we're gonna mix that up. Yeah, when you toast spices in the beef fat as it's cooking, it's just gonna get all the more aromatic and fragrant. When I think of Taco Bell, I do think of aromatic and fragrant. Like, people don't put enough respect on the Taco Bell name for how tasty their food actually is. All right, and then a couple other secret ingredients that you can use to make your beef taste even more like Taco Bell and really stick it to them for discontinuing the Mexican pizza. Cocoa powder. Cocoa powder, you're not gonna taste it too much. It's gonna add to all those different aromas, but what it's going to do is make your beef more browner. That's actually what Taco Bell does to give their beef that beefy look, because I guess it wouldn't look enough like beef without it. And then another thing you can do is chicken bouillon. So we're using caldo de pollo from, what is it, Knorr? Yeah, we're using Knorr brand caldo de pollo. This is chicken bouillon, it's soup mix. It's basically just a bunch of like salt, MSG, and different flavorings in it. And that is a lot of what's in Taco Bell. Let's add a little bit of that. And then once this beef is like kind of par cooked, we're actually going to pull it. And then we're gonna get this into our food processor and just pulse it a little bit. Yeah, oh, food processor, all is an adventure. Is he gonna figure it out on the first try? No, is he gonna figure it out on the 9th try? Find out. Toss all that beef slop in there. Because Taco Bell beef is like, there's no big beef curds, I guess. It's like a very smooth mixture. We're not gonna like fully puree it. Yeah, we're just gonna pulse it about 8 times. It worked, I didn't expect it to turn on, but it did. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Yeah, that is exactly what we're looking for. You can see that it's just all nice and kind of like, I don't know what you'd call it. It's like a freshly tilled soil in my mind. We're gonna add all of our meat back into the pan. Oh yeah. We got the fine curds of Taco Bell beef. What we don't have yet is the soupiness. You want your beef to be soupy. And so we're gonna add a little bit of hot sauce just to get a little bit of spice in there and then that acid as well. And then we are going to take water and we're gonna add that to the water's your soup ingredients. You're gonna see it's gonna kind of create a bit of a sludgy consistency. We're gonna add some thickener to it in the form of oat flour. Taco Bell actually does put oats in their beef, which like that makes it healthy. But it's basically like you're eating oatmeal whenever you eat a chalupa, as long as you go and suck it out of the chalupa hole instead of eating the whole thing. But if you don't want to use oat flour, you can use normal white flour. You can just pulverize some like oatmeal packets. Try not to get the apple cinnamon flavored, but hey, that might taste good. And then this is going to thicken it up and really like hold all of those flavors close to the beef. And again, you see this thicken up. It's just gonna take about 3 minutes to really tighten. But like, this is my look of Taco Bell beef that I want. The kitchen literally smells like a Taco Bell right now, does it not? It does smell like it. Everyone's nodding disappointingly because apparently they don't like working in Taco Bell smell, but that's fine. I do! All right, we got our beautiful Copycat Taco Bell beef, but what's a Copycat beef without a Copycat sauce? Yeah, sure, we're gonna make that. As is often the case with life, we don't truly appreciate something until it's gone. And I don't think I ever truly appreciated the Mexican pizza sauce because I mean, one, it's just soaked into the tortilla and covered in cheese and you got all the beef and beans and all that. But after like actually reading the Taco Bell ingredients label, I realized that if you want to make it at home, you can just combine a can of enchilada sauce with equal parts ragu tomato sauce because that's pretty much what it was. So we're gonna start this by adding in green chilies. So this is, again, coming straight from the Taco Bell label, and we're gonna add in some water to that, and then getting some tomato paste right in there. So the Taco Bell Mexican pizza sauce was literally like a combination of a taco sauce and a pizza sauce, because there was a ton of sugar and tomato paste, but also chilies and spices. So, green chilies, tomato paste. We're taking onion powder, garlic powder, again, in like literally everything at Taco Bell. We're also taking some cumin and chili powder. Adding that, you can use any chili powder you want, like, you know, not gonna be picky on that one. And then we're gonna add some salt and sugar. And we're just gonna cook this down for a little bit just to get everything sort of combined, and then we're gonna blend it in our blender, strain it, and sort of thicken it up. I feel like people didn't truly appreciate the genius of the Mexican pizza. And this is a 35-year-old menu item, which is crazy because when we think about Taco Bell now, we think of like the Crunchwrap Supremes, the cheesy core burritos, and the Triple Lupa. It was a human centipede of chalupas just going front to back. They're a thing, but like 35 years ago, Taco Bell didn't have those crazy menu items. Like the Mexican pizza, to me, was the first gen gatekeeper that opened the doors. It was like how you wouldn't have had Skrillex without Caspa and Rusco. Don't laugh at my dubstep references! That's a key dubstep, Nicole liked it! Now we're gonna take this, we're gonna put it in our blender just to blend up those chilies. And then we're gonna thicken it with a little bit of cornstarch to sort of hopefully give it that smoothness of Taco Bell. You know, that Taco Bell smoothness, that's what Rob Thomas featuring Carlos Santana were actually singing about. They were singing about the smoothness of Mexican pizza sauce. A fun fact. We're just gonna light this blender up, hopefully you don't die. Ah, what the fruit? I don't know what happened, but it's working now. All right, so we're blending up the sauce. Yeah, crank it on high. Really blend those chilies up. Give it a little taste. That's Mexican pizza, all right. You can strain it if you want to, you're gonna get even smoother. But I mean, honestly, it's got all that sweetness, all that spice in there. It looks like Taco Bell, it smells like Taco Bell. I feel ready to run into a Taco Bell and protest the loss of the Mexican pizza. I'm into it. Now, all we gotta do is make it the Taco Bell. We have all of our Taco Bell mise en place. We got some nice soupy beans, that's just canned refried beans mixed with water. The perfect Taco Bell Copycat recipe, although they use a powder that they mix with water, whatever. Then we got our beef, we got our sauce, cheese, tomatoes. Now, the tostadas. So I have these hybrid corn and flour tortillas. That is actually what Taco Bell uses. They're not their normal corn tortilla shells. And so you can find these, I don't know, Amazon somewhere. If you wanna use corn tortillas, absolutely do that. Had these dehydrating in an oven at 250 degrees for just about like 25 minutes just to get some of the moisture out. Now I'm just gonna fry them in oil until they're crispy. Then we're gonna take them out, we're gonna layer them, we're gonna get the sauce on, we're gonna get the cheese on, we're gonna put them in the oven, and then we're gonna stick it to Taco Bell! So you're gonna try and press the tortillas down when they're in the oil just to prevent them from like curling up. Try and keep them flat. If you have a tostada frying press, use that. I don't know how many home cooks have a tostada frying press. I wish we did. But we're just gonna fry them up until they're nice and golden brown crispy, just for a couple minutes. Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah. These are nice. So I'm gonna pull these nice and golden brown. Just take them out of the hot oil. Get them right there. Gonna flip them a little bit, give them the old dab. But honestly, I mean, if you're recreating Taco Bell at home, don't dab too much of the oil off. They wouldn't want that. They wouldn't do that for you. So we gotta get a little smear of beans going down first. So we're gonna take some of these watered down beans which I do love. I water down my canned refried beans at home. I feel like whenever I talk about what I cook at home, it's just sad. I water down my beans, make them stretch farther for the dollar. But I do, I like a good soupy bean. I shouldn't be mocked for that. I've always fantasized about being able to go behind the counter at Taco Bell and actually make my own food, so I can, like, you know, make sure all the sour cream isn't at one end of the burrito and really be able to control the ratios. And when you're doing it at home, that's exactly what you can do, which for me is exciting. That's what I get excited about. I fantasize about Taco Bell and I get excited about making it at home. All right, I'm gonna get some beefs on there. That's good. I love how the beef is more spreadable than the beans. That's how you know you've done a good job on Taco Bell beef. Oh, another fantasy I've had, I've always wanted to just put a bunch of Taco Bell beef into a boba cup and slurp it through one of those big thick straws. I can achieve that fantasy. I can do that. I'm an adult. I can drink boba beef. So now we're gonna put a little hat on. Yeah. And then we're gonna take our Mexican pizza sauce and we're just gonna spread it edge to edge. That's nice, that beautiful deep red color. That's what we wanted. All right, and now a blend of yellow and white cheeses. We're using a little bit of medium cheddar and Monterey Jack. You can use that Mexican shredded cheese blend that somehow everyone in Southern California grew up with in the fridge. Nicole's nodding over there, she knows. We're just gonna get some of this on top, and then we're just gonna melt it in the oven. And typically you'd take it straight from the oven and put it in a box and let it all kind of steam together until the tortillas just dissolve like chilaquiles into the soupy beef and beans. You can choose to box it or not. All right, so I'm taking this, I'm gonna fly it in the oven just for about 4 minutes and melt this cheese. Whoa, no burns today. And look at that. That cheese is perfectly melted. I mean, this looks like a Taco Bell item. There's only one more step, and that is to take the least ripe tomatoes you've ever seen in the entire world. These are almost too red. You want them to be whiter on the inside. And we're just gonna dot these around. Yeah. And that's really the key to this, is the freshness of that raw tomato cutting through the richness of all those soup beefs. That's it, we've done it. Like Lazarus, the Mexican pizza has been risen from the dead, and we are its progenitors. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been the David Blaine Magic Hour. Cloud of smoke, do it in post. Ah, crap, my hips popped. Honestly, this looks super incredible, looks very Taco Bell-y. I'm gonna go in with a pizza cutter. Whoa, you gotta slice into quarters, that's how Taco Bell does it. Bring up one of these quarters. Yeah, this is nice and thick and hefty. I'm gonna go cheese first, upside down on it. It's honestly, it is pure Taco Bell flavor. The beef is dead on. That's all the spice that you. There's that little bit of sweetness in the Mexican pizza sauce. This is a dead ringer for a Taco Bell Mexican pizza, but you shouldn't just take my word for it. You should take Mythical Chef Trevor's word for it, because Trevor is Trevor. Look at that face, can't lie. I'm gonna use our Mythical Chef Spork Harpoon to spork poon Trevor's Mexican pizza. Trevor.
How are you gonna spork me?
Well, I'm gonna spork you as best as I can. I'm gonna spork you with great tenderness. Yeah, we got it.
This seems a little convoluted.
No. It's coming. All right, Trevor. Airplane into the hangar. Come on, give me the good.
I feel as if I were eating a Taco Bell Mexican pizza right now from Taco Bell.
Yeah, like you're parked in the alley, you know?
Yeah.
You don't want to wait to get home.
I never really cared that much for the Taco Bell Mexican pizza, so I'm like...
We should have found someone. Annalise, next time. Well, I mean, hey, that's what we're going for. It is an exact replica of the Taco Bell Mexican pizza, which I cannot stress enough is now dead. Yeah. Thank you so much for killing the Taco Bell Mexican pizza. Thank you for watching Mythical Kitchen. We got new videos out every week. We got new episodes of our podcast, The Hot Dog is a Sandwich, out every Wednesday, wherever you get your podcasts. Trevor scooping some beans. It is up on Instagram at Mythical Kitchen with pictures of your Taco Bell Mexican pizzas under hashtag DreamsBecomeFood. We'll see y'all next time. You can cook up your own feast while wearing the Mythical Kitchen apron, available now at mythical.com.